But the full-time whistle blows on another historic victory for the Seagulls, who've not just beaten, they have thrashed Liverpool by 3-0 here at the Amex.
How much fun was that performance against Liverpool?
Yeah, it was special. Yeah, it was some performance from the lads. So it's important. We enjoyed that. We've not got many 3-game weeks, so it's important that you get home and you just enjoy it. Really take it in, because it doesn't happen often. Beating Liverpool 3-0 in the way we did. So it was proud. I was proud of the team, proud for the manager, happy for everyone associated with the football club, really. And we've had a few of them lately. We beat Chelsea at home 4-1, United last year 4-0. So there's been some special results of late.
Your manager says he is never 100% happy. How close has he been since that result? That
was probably the happiest he's been, I'd say. But I echo what you've just said. He said to me, we're kind of at 60%. So
60?
60. 60. So I believe him. I genuinely believe him. I just because he said it, I believe him.
Let me test your memory. About 2 to 5 minutes into the game, you trotted over to the manager.
Yeah.
Can you remember, can you give us an idea what it was you said? Had you spotted something in the way Liverpool had set up, or?
Yeah, it was just that, really. It was I'd spotted that Liverpool set up in a different formation, and I kind of just asked him something, if he was okay with me doing something slightly different to how we'd set up. And he said, of course, that was what he wanted me to do anyway. We've kind of got that relationship. He's happy for his players to kind of take ownership. I think teams operate better when you're kind of you're empowered your players a little bit more to make. We're on the pitch, we can feel it. It's sometimes hard from when you're on the bench to kind of see everything. Obviously, that's why we've got coaches up in the stands on the earpiece down. But yeah, so that's all that conversation was.
He picked out you as one of the senior players the other day, talked about how vital you are to the club. I wonder how close you are to the manager, how close that relationship is.
Extremely close. I love following managers. I've always been obsessed, I suppose, with following what I'm told. It's kind of how I've been brought up, I suppose. It was the same with, remember Maurizio at Southampton, fell in love with him, and same with Jurgen. And there's something about Roberto that is very similar. How demanding he is. I kind of like it how he's really demanding and always wants more for you. He's kind of never settled for anything, anything. Like what I said to you there, the performance at the weekend, but he's kind of said to me, yeah, we're at 60%. So I'm straight away like, whoa, all right. So you can't get ahead of yourself, but as long as the balance is right, I think that's the right mentality to have.
I think I read that you said you were blown away by Roberto's ideas and tactics early on. You've worked with these incredible tacticians in the past, couple that you mentioned there. What is it that sets Roberto apart?
He's the most hands-on coach I've ever worked with on the training pitch. He's in the centre, orchestrating, becoming the playmaker, becoming the centre half, becoming the keeper at times, showing us the finer details of what he wants. He brings his Italian tactical side. The Italians have been known that they're always very tactical, organised. So he brings that, but without being typically Italian, if that makes sense. That's why I think that the Premier League fits so well for him, because he loves our application, the British kind of mentality. We want to work, we want to run, and with his kind of tactical insight, I think it's a special combination. And I always hear him kind of say, and he's like, I love it how you I tell you guys one thing, and then you do it straight away. So he doesn't need to repeat himself, and I can understand, because the group we've got listen, learn, and then they do it.
He has mentioned that he expects you to become a manager one day. Your teammates all talk about how you're the most likely to take that main seat in the dugout.
I'm not sure. It's hard to ever imagine yourself as a manager, I think, until it probably happens. He said a funny thing the other day in a meeting. He was kind of speaking about a couple of the experienced lads, and I bet at 20 he never thought of becoming a coach, and got to 27 and maybe once or twice, and 32, yeah, you start, and then 35, and he kind of said his mum. He said, Mum says, if you can become a coach and look after people, anyone can. And he kind of said that to us. I can't look at him and think he was never destined to be a coach. The way he kind of articulates his messages to the group, his demands, his charisma. He's got so much kind of charisma. How he joins in, and he's sometimes sweating more than the players when we walk in. He must be exhausted.
All managers, but he especially, I mean, he puts everything into everything. Does that side of it look daunting? Managers can't switch off, can they?
Going back to your question, do I want to do that after? Yes, that is daunting for me at the moment, thinking, do I want that? Do I want them long hours? I already live away from my family at the moment. I've got three young children, so does after football it become, is it their time? Is it their time to have a bit of me? But then you maybe have that for 6 months and they're sick of the sight of me, and then I kind of go away again. This is all things in the future and for me to experience, but what I do know is that I love the game, I love learning, I love helping people, I love helping players. At times I can maybe be a bit too demanding myself to my teammates, and I might overstep the mark, but it's only coming from a place where I want to help. And when I kind of see managers like him, and he's on the borderline of being demanding, sometimes people can take it as being too demanding. I think to myself, yeah, I understand football like him. So that gives me confidence that the way I see the game is not the right way, because there's plenty of ways to play, but it's a way that works.
How much fun is it in your position when you pick up the ball and you look left and you see two very, very dangerous threats in your team, and you look right and you see the same just alongside you, ahead of you? What is that like? How much? And
I look behind me and I've got Moises Caicedo as well, yeah. That and McAllister, the World Cup winner, yeah, that helps. The system and the way he wants to play can cater for, let's say an ageing player, because it's made me realise even more so than ever before in my career that the ball's faster than anyone and anything. And of course it helps when you've got quick wingers like Solly March and Matoma doing their 1v1 bits. But the way I kind of fit in is I can kind of link everything. I always knew that was my strength, kind of taking the ball and linking play, architecting kind of things. But I never kind of realised it as much as what I did now, working with Roberto, when it's so tactical, so positionally disciplined at times. And that just gives me confidence that I can keep performing at this level, and whilst I'm enjoying it and playing with a smile on my face, I think.
Are there any bits of it that make your eyes roll or your heart sink when it's that time to do that? No, is the answer, no. Coming out of Liverpool, the only way I can describe it is I felt like I could breathe a bit more. It was intense for 6 years, being at a club of that magnitude. But I want to feel that schedule again, and the only way you can feel that schedule is by being in Europe, where it's relentless. It's Saturday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, and it's a
different sport almost when you're in Europe. Of course, where we are, we're halfway through the season. Realistic target is, and I think 7th the Conference League. Like we're in and around it. So it would be great, not just for myself because I've experienced playing European football. You know, I've won the Champions League with Liverpool, but I'd get so much satisfaction of seeing some of the lads in that dressing room playing in the Europa League that it would be up there with one of my best accomplishments in the game. And to see them lads get there will be, you know, I'll be very, very proud to achieve that with them.